Good morning, listeners, on a doggone good-looking Thursday morning here, Oldie 640 KTIB. The present temperature is 72 degrees. The humidity is 89%. The dew point 69 degrees. The barometric pressure is 30.07 inches of mercury and rising. Visibility is 10 miles. Winds out of the east-southeast at 1 mile an hour. The flag on the flagpole in front of the courthouse this morning, took a gander at it right before I sat down, Mr. Leslie, is dead still. I mean, not so much as a tassel as a moving. Sunrise this morning was at 6:15 a.m. Sunset this afternoon will be at 7:58 p.m. Forecast today calls for a few showers early, with scattered thunderstorms arriving by the afternoon. Highs of 86 degrees. Winds light and variable with a chance of rain about 40%. If you looked at the Weather Channel this morning, it looks like they got a little low-pressure system right smack dab in the middle of the Gulf that's not going to give us a lot of concern, but some possible rain over the weekend. So we want to stay tuned. Anything comes up, we'll give you a heads up here at Oldie 640 KTIB. Gorgeous, gorgeous morning, but put your umbrellas and put your raincoats in your trucks and in your cars, because you know what? You don't know what's going to happen throughout the day. All my commuter guys, Philip, John, Hugh, Randy, Nancy, Joe, Stephen, Casey, Amy, Chip, and Bruce, and Ryan, and all you guys that are traveling this morning, all my friends in Covington on the North Shore heading in, the causeway is clear. Eastbound lane into New Orleans this morning so far was clear. Boy, I tell you, we could use a good day. The last few days have been murder. They're working on they're doing some patchy road work on the eastbound lane going in, and I think yesterday was the last day. I'll try to get that information for you and let you know, because that thing really, really tied up traffic the whole week long this weekend, this week. So we'll see what's going on there and what we need to do to get around it. But man, it's not too much you can do when you got one outlet going in and out, and that's I-10. So I'll try to get an update for you as we go along. Birthdays and anniversaries, 447-6409. The number into the dialogue room this morning, 447-6409. Always happy to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. As always, we ask that you keep in your thoughts and in your prayers America's finest young men and women who are in harm's way, be it the Persian Gulf area, especially Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, South Korea, wherever America's finest are. We ask that you keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. Some of the ones we know of, we want to pray for locally. Rachel Sherman, she's in the military serving in Iraq. Brady DeLotte is a Marine in Fallujah. Jordan Soderstrom is a Marine in Iraq. Eno Guyot and Tim Lipscomb, two Thibodeau police officers, are in Iraq. Philip Nakan is back from Iraq and in the Carolinas. William Trahan is in the Marines in Fallujah. Mark Barrett is a Marine serving in Iraq. And Jared Giroir, Brandon White, Benjamin Hunter, and Gabe Williamson, all of the United States Army. We ask that you keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers as you go about your daily routine. Anyone you'd like to add to the list, please feel free to give us a call here at Oldie 640. We'll put them on the list and pray with them also. And anybody you'd like to take off, give us a call. We'll be happy to take them off too. Got the old traiteur coming in the house this morning. Mr. Laddie Duplantis ought to be here in the very near future. Always walks in about 10:15 after 7, gets his coffee, and then sits down. But in the meantime, we got some news we got to go over. Non-farm job growth continues. Unemployment drops. And this is exactly what Mike Hebert was talking about at the beginning of the week. Seasonally adjusted non-farm jobs in Louisiana added 53,700 workers between June of 2006 and June of 2007, bringing the total number of workers in the state to 1,910,800. And these statistics come from the Louisiana Department of Labor. Louisiana's unemployment rate for June 2007 was 3.8%, a decrease from 4.8% for the prior month. The June 2006 revised rate was, let me see what that was 3.6%. The June 2007 unemployment rate for the U.S. has not changed, remaining at 4.5% for the last 3 months. Louisiana's civilian labor force, the number of people working and looking for work, that's the total workforce available, for June 2007 decreased to 1,969,834, down from 2,000,000 in May of 2007. The number of employed in June was 1,900,000, a decrease from 1,911,000 in May. The state's unemployed for June 2007 decreased, and these are the amounts, from 275,175 from 97,372 in May of 2007. So employment rates coming down. Good thing, good signs for the economy. Some of the things going on: Protector Fire Company will hold its annual chicken dinner on August the 5th. Tickets will be $6 each, and this will include baked chicken, rice dressing, corn, coleslaw, and a dinner roll. Tickets can be picked up at the Protector Station on Tetro Street between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Tickets are available from any member, or they can contact Chad Meir at 637-0218. The play Lucky Stiff, the authors exploded on the musical theater scene with this zany, offbeat, and very funny murder mystery farce about a salesman forced to take the corpse of his recently murdered Atlantic City croupier uncle on a week-long vacation to Monte Carlo. Should he succeed, Harry Witherspoon stands to inherit $6 million. If not, the money goes to the Universal Dog Home of Brooklyn, New York. Tickets are on sale at the Jean Lafitte lobby. Call 446-1896 for more information. Those dates are July 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th this weekend. So make sure you get your tickets and go. Recycle bin is located in the Walmart parking lot. Items accepted are all paper items, including phone books, cardboard, aluminum cans, tin foil, tin cans, and all plastic. So you want to make sure that you use that recycle bin. I'd like to know how they have to give Ron Alcorn a call this afternoon and see how the basketball camp that was held Tuesday at Nichols went with the Hornets. One of the many partnerships going on in the area right now with the Thibodaux Recreation Department and some other organizations. Here's one of them: Strong Women, a safe, effective, enjoyable weightlifting program for women ages 45 and over. Interested women who have limited or no experience with weights are invited. This will be at the Recreation Building in Pelche Park, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 to 9 a.m. from September 4th through October 25th. The cost is $25. There will be 16 classes. They are supplying 2- and 3-pound dumbbells and 5-pound ankle weights. Additional weights can be purchased by participants as needed. All you need to do is bring comfortable shoes and comfortable clothes and tennis shoes. Call the Thibodaux Recreation Department. The deadline to register is August the 17th. 446-7235. The orientation meeting will be August the 22nd, 9 a.m. at the Recreation Building at Pelche Park. Call 446-7235. That's the Park for Water aerobics classes, which will be beginning in the month of August here at the municipal pool. So anybody interested, give the Recreation Department a call. Animal Shelter, Lafourche Parish, want to adopt? Have you lost your animal or are you interested in adopting? Call the Animal Shelter at 446-3532. That's 446-3532. I've been looking. They've even got it online. You can go to Hope for Animals or you can go to petfinder.com. They got all kinds of animals locally looking to be adopted. Since my dog got killed, I've been kind of looking for one online, and I'm telling you, those guys and gals do a marvelous job. Going to have to get Hope for Animals in here again. Hadn't had them on in quite a while. Fast Pitch Softball 2007 for girls. There'll be 2 leagues, 10 to 13 and 14 to 18-year-olds. Registration is August the 6th through August the 31st. The opening day will be September 18th. So if you need to get registered, call Ron at 44, got to get that number for you for the Thibodaux Recreation Department. That's 446-7235. Hold on. Good morning, you're live, KTIB. Morning, Doug.
How you doing?
All right.
I feel okay. I was just went for my physical yesterday. I couldn't even respond to nobody yesterday, and I had to go to the doctor.
You passed?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to pass mine for a change.
Yeah. Yeah.
That whenever I go there, I always want to stick something in me because something ain't right.
I know, because that's what they got to do. That's for physical. You got to do it.
You got it, buddy.
Okay.
You have a great day.
You have a great day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Doug passed his physical. I'd like to be passing mine. Anyway,
Where are we? Girls, fast pitch, 2 leagues, 10 to 13, 14, 18. All games will be played at the Civic Center, 446-7235. Thibodeau Recreation Department, in partnership with James Schilling from the Thibodeau Bayou Country Club, will be sponsoring a youth golf camp open to boys and girls ages 8 through 16. The dates will be November 19th, 20th, and 21st. The time will be 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Pelche Park Recreation Center. Registration dates are September 4th through November the 8th. Let's see, it closes at noon on Friday, November the 9th, 2007. The registration fee will be $30. Golf clubs, all materials, and golf balls will be furnished. For more information, contact the Thibodeau Recreation Department's office at 446-7235. I think this is the last Saturday for Main Street, so make sure you come on out at 7 o'clock. Arts and crafts, petting zoo, the whole bit. Cajun band out here. Probably the last Saturday will be this coming Saturday. Then you can walk downtown, take a look at some of the new shops that are opening up and going up in downtown Thibodeau. So Main Street Farmers Market this Saturday, 7 a.m. in the morning. Sunday, July 29th, World War II D-Day Museum, swing music by Lionel Furbos and the Palm Court Jazz Band. Kick up your heels at the National World War II D-Day Museum with Sunday Swing. Professional swing dancers from Hop, Swing, and Jump will be on hand to provide coaching for dancers of all levels. They never saw me dance yet, while local musicians play World War II era hits. This free event is part of the Stars and Stripes Summer, a summer-long tribute to the American spirit, featuring programs for adult and children and a special discount on admission for Louisiana residents. For more information, you can call 504-527-6012. That's 504-527-6012. That's the swing, Sunday swing at the National D-Day Museum, and we were there, I guess 3 or 4 weeks ago. If you haven't been there lately, it's a heck of an exhibit, heck of a day. What a day to spend a Saturday or a Sunday at the National D-Day Museum. It's constantly changing. They're constantly upgrading. They're constantly doing different things. And the old traitor just walked in the house this morning, and he got a bag with him. Good morning, Laddie DePlantis. How you doing?
Doing great, man.
Good.
How you doing?
Fine. Before we get into, and I know we're going to have oh man, here we go. He's taking out the dope already. Goodness gracious. How's the water in Haiti?
Water's going good, man. Water's going good. We've got that first well I told you about last time. The most exciting thing is we almost finished the second well, but it's being drilled by the Haitians.
Wow.
Haitians, the boys, the men. Yeah, that was really the ultimate goal, is that the men have they watched the other guy. They were really a smart bunch of fellas, and when he left, he said he wasn't sure they could do it. You know, he said, it's kind of quick. I said, well, look, we've had broken equipment before. Let's give it a try. And they're down to about 125 feet right now.
On the second well.
Second well. And I was hoping to get a report to tell y'all absolutely what had happened, but I couldn't. The electricity might be down, or who knows what's happening, you know. But anyway, that's really exciting. The Haitians themselves are drilling this particular well, and we're just hoping and pray it works out well, because we have a lot of work to do. It'd be great if we could just keep them working instead of having to send professional drillers all the time.
Absolutely. And of course, the first well secure.
First well secure. Everything's fine. The big thing, I can't get these things. The big thing is that what we decided to do was put a solar pump on this first well, and
I got you.
So we were going to get this solar pump, but the problem was that it's such a deep well. It's 200 feet, and the maximum that solar pumps will pump at 300 feet. So that's 200 feet just to the surface. Then you got to pump.
Yeah, okay.
So we had to get a really heavy-duty pump, and it turns out to be a lot more than what we expected it to be. So anyway, we're doing pretty good though. We've had some people that help us with it, and so you've never been in my store to see my little Haiti jug.
No.
I've got this 5-gallon water bucket. I thought that'd be an appropriate thing to collect money in, you see. and so people throw money in it, and it was going to cost about $4,000 just to ship this pump over. The pump's about 10.
Wow.
And it's going to cost $4,000 to ship it because of the weight and things like that. And we're going to ship it air cargo to make sure it's safe. And so anyway, yesterday we had a break-in my drugstore. During the night, somebody, we already talked about,
man.
The only thing he took was the Haiti bucket with about $1,000 we were planning on using to ship that thing over with. So that was a little setback.
Man.
And then when they caught the guy, it was a fella that had been on drugs, and he had already bought crack cocaine with it. So it was a little bit of a deal. So but thank God they caught him and everything was okay. But things are going good. We know that we're gonna get our money back some kind of way, and we're gonna get that solar pump down there.
Well, what'd you do this morning? Bring half your drugstore?
Yeah, I brought a little something to show you. We're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about a couple things. School's getting ready to start.
Yep.
And we got a lot of our kids that have some concentration problems. Some in South Louisiana, we make our kids really fired up. We got these kids. They call it ADD or ADHD.
Whatever.
But they, so they give them medicine to slow them down so they can focus. But there's some options out there. We have a lot of people coming to the drugstore asking us about what they can maybe do that maybe don't have some side effects or some of the problems that some of the medicines have. So anyway, that's what I thought we'd talk about today. We'll talk about a little bit of that, and then we're going to talk about you got to go to the dentist before school starts.
That's right. You got to get that checkup.
Dental health a little bit. So that's what we're going to kind of focus on today. So.
It's not a hard month, huh?
No, that's right. You don't have to purge yourself this month.
Not till September.
No, hey, that's right. The end of August, we're going to talk about it again. So you're safe for another couple of months.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Speaking of that, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
ADD, ADHD,
right.
ADDT,
and concentration, concentration,
whatever they call it.
Some different aspects of different situations, and all sorts of proposals and ideas of why we have these things. But the main thing is that different kids have different focus functions that they have problems with, and they use certain type of medications to try and address it. And there are some natural remedies that a lot of people are not aware of. And since we've been having so many people come into the drugstore to ask us about it, I thought I'd maybe develop it a little bit to let people realize that there's at least 3 different aspects of this. First off, some kids just have trouble focusing and concentrating. It's not an activity. It's not a hyperactivity disorder. It's just a concentration function, and exactly why. But so there's things that you can talk about there. Then there's the other situation where someone just can't sit still. They're all up and down. And then there's that aspect with not being able to concentrate, and also you add fear and anxiety into that, and that adds another dimension. So there's some things to think about, to talk about, and of course for a while it was real. The thing they told people was look at what they're drinking and what they're eating, but especially some of the colors. Red dye was a real big culprit in a lot of kids. That sometimes just eliminating a certain substance, especially red coloring.
Red dye.
Red coloring. That's right. Red dye in some of the soft drinks, or like
like a Pop Rouge.
Like a Pop Rouge. That's right. Pop Rouge sends some kids just right out the ceiling, and it was remarkable how when you removed red coloring or red dye out of kids' diets, they settled down. And so there's a lot of dimensions along that line that you can kind of look at. There's a lot of times people don't even realize that what they're eating fires them up or settles them down. I mean, just like when you get up in the morning, what's the first thing you got to do besides go to the bathroom? Okay, you got to have your cup of coffee, or maybe, I don't know what order you do that in, okay? But anyway.
Bathroom first.
And that's right. The coffee kind of gets us going, okay?
Yeah.
Well, kids are the same thing, just with a different way. A lot of times if you feed a child a certain food, and what the most common thing we do today is feed them prepared cereals. And if you're going to give a kid a choice of what kind of cereal he's going to eat.
Sugar.
Oh, man.
Sugar.
He's going right to whatever the names of them are now, with plenty of sugar. And that's probably the worst thing to do in the morning, is start a kid off with either no breakfast or breakfast full of sugar. And a lot of people just not even thinking about that. And so we also offer a cereal blend that I've talked about it here for heart and heart health, but it's really good for kids. In fact, my kids call it Pawpaw cereal, and when they come to the house, I mean, it's fascinating how they love this blend of Pawpaw cereal. It's a blend of high fiber and flaxseed and different things that are good for you, with just a little bit of a sweet, nutty taste. And what we do is certainly you can have it with milk. like you normally do. But we put it on everything. Like when they have ice cream, instead of putting nuts and stuff on top, we put Pawpaw's cereal on top of the ice cream, Or if we have a piece of cake, put a little Pawpaw cereal on it, and it gives it a little nutty taste. They like it, and it adds the dimension of having something rather than just refined sugar in it. So, that's some things to consider. Also, so you want to get a cereal that's not full of sugar. You want to give them something to drink that doesn't have a dye in it, and you want to also think about giving them some fruits that they could eat in the morning. A lot of times, kids are given the option to eat what they want rather than said, well, we don't have that.
It's good for them.
It's good for you. And you got to get fresh fruits. You've got to get a non-sugary type cereal into kids in the morning. And then, the thing that is, we all know is good for adults, but it's really good for kids is oatmeal.
Absolutely.
And most kids, a lot of kids won't like oatmeal, but, starting September, October, a warm cereal is really a good thing. And that, too, you can be creative with oatmeal. The instant oatmeals are just that. They're instant and they're not really, as nutritious. But you can get a 3-minute oats and cook it up a little bit, and you can dilute it down and add yogurt to it. That makes a really nice blend. You add a little extra milk to the oatmeal and make it like a drink, or actually use a thin oatmeal and a little bit yogurt in the cereal. All of those things are really nice, and it just gives some options, and the kids a lot of times will do better just with some dietary alterations. But then there are some substances. That's what I brought this morning. You remember you can't even say the word. Remember I taught you a new word last time? Homeopathy.
Right, homeopathic.
Homeopathic.
Homeopathic. Okay.
Homeopathy.
Now we got it. All right.
That's right. And another problem is that they're finding out is that when kids don't eat right, well, their bowels don't work like yours do every morning when they get up. They're having and so you need to be sure that their bowels are moving right. Be sure that their systems are detoxified, because when they're eating just the trash that they have a tendency to eat, just the fast foods, you're just not cleaning out their system. So that's another thing that they're finding, is that if they put them on these either we talk about purging them, before they start school, but there's some mild detoxes that you can take every day, just a liquid that they can take before they go to bed, and in the morning their whole system will work a little better. And if you make sure that their system is working better, they again will do better. They'll be able to concentrate better in school, be able to function better in school. So these are some of the things that are available out there.
Okay, let's take the first one you talked about.
Okay.
The one that they just can't concentrate. Back when you and I were at school, they called it daydreaming.
That's right.
We could focus for maybe 2 seconds,
right,
and then the rest of the time we're looking out the window thinking we want to be fishing or hunting or playing.
Right, that's right.
What can we do for that?
Well, what they find with one of the products we have is a specific, it has what they call a specific amino acid. Again, they find that some kids are deficient in a certain protein, because of just that. A lot of times it's because of diet, but whatever, they find that if you give them a product with a certain amino acid in it, they do better. And this goes back to there were children with certain diseases. It's not as common anymore, but it was a phenylalanine deficiency, which is an amino acid deficiency, and they would supplement it with a specific amino acid, and the kids would do better. And that's part of what this is right now, is that they find that for some reason, exactly why they're deficient, they're using the supplementation of a specific amino acid and a specific other vitamin and nutritional substance, and they concentrate better. So it's very simple. It doesn't, and what it doesn't do is it doesn't drug them. A lot of kids, when they take the medicine,
Ritalin,
and things like that, they don't feel right. It accomplishes what you're trying to do, but maybe they don't sleep as well at night.
They won't eat.
They don't eat. And so this is the thing. We have people coming in saying, hey, do you have some options? So the point I'm making is that sometimes that's what you have to have. That's just the way it is. But there are some things worth looking at, and when people come into the store, we help them look at some other things other than maybe just the drug that they need to accomplish it. Maybe there's some other things you can do, and these natural substances won't have that drug effect. And we've had some real good response, especially with concentration and also with some of these homeopathic products that that can be taken along with anything the kids may be taking, but they can work on their own and settle them down and accomplish just about what they are a lot of times just as well as they were doing at others. And parents are real pleased if that can happen. So that was one of the things I wanted to let them know. There are some options out there for those parents that are concerned, and it's worth discussing with your doctor. A lot of times they'll say, well, sure, give it a try. The teachers will tell you, how they're doing, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, you have that other option.
One of the when you talk about homeopathy and homeopathic medicine, 15 years ago, you would have been a kook.
Well,
you'd have been on the verge.
Around here for sure. Those type of medicines have been popular in other areas in Europe, the northern part. But you're right. That's right.
But it appears that over the last 10, 12, 15 years, as we learn more, as medicine learns more about the human body, as you learn more about amino acids and enzymes and all of the things that need to happen, it looks like the human body has to function as a whole in order to function correctly. You can't, if you got a headache, you can't just treat the head, I guess is what I'm telling you.
Well,
is that kind of the way this thing goes?
Well, a lot
you
of
treat the whole deal.
That's right. And we've been made to believe that we have an answer for everything. So there's a pill that can take care of everything.
Right.
And we just come to understand that it's a lot more complex than that. And the other thing that we must remember is that our body is the miracle. We're not trying to say we have a defect. What we're trying to say is that our mind maybe is the defect, that somehow we've completely overlooked or completely disregarded some important information that you just went about your business, and it's like you cannot operate a car without any oil in the engine. You can't operate it without gas.
That's right.
And so that's what we've come. That's the point that a lot of people are bringing out, and that's what homeopathy is all about. That's what holistic health, like you just referred to, is all about. Is that there's some alternatives, and that's the most important thing. The people who produce certain chemicals, certain products, theirs is the best answer. Well, we all know that sometimes those answers are not the best answers, and people just need to know that there are some things that you can look at and have that can possibly help you through situations. And this was one area we've never really talked about. And with the kids going back to school, you can realize that a lot of times what they drink, what they eat or what they don't eat is a big factor. And then there's some things that may be genetic, some things that may have happened from birth. In fact, the other day I had a little kid in the store. He was about 7 years old, and his mom was getting some of this for his older brother. And the little boy looked at his mom and he says, "Mama, do you think something could have happened when we were born that caused all of this?" I went, man, out the mouth of babes, I said, we don't know, but that's a pretty
That's right.
That's a pretty powerful insight for a 7-year-old kid to come up with, But so we're working with all those things, working with them.
Oh, you see, and of course, I guess when we were coming up, we had hyperactivity. We had the labels, they just weren't labeled. There was no ADD, whatever all of this stuff is. There were no official terms for that. But we kind of, I guess, took care of it. Mom and Daddy took care of it in their own way. And as society grew, as we got busier, as we got smarter, as we got better, we started labeling these kids. And then once you label a disease, or you label a deficiency, or you label a malfunction, now you got to go find a cure for it. Well, now you got to go find some medicine for it. Hello.
Yeah, you don't want to oversimplify it, because there's no doubt that there probably was a lot of it that we didn't label, but there are some other factors that seem to have brought about the situation that kids are definitely being affected in a more dramatic way. Whether it's as parents, we've stopped doing something that our parents did, and
who knows?
Who knows? It's probably a combination of a lot of things, but the point is that there's a lot of parents who really are very, very concerned about embarking upon. You don't feel like you ought to have to give medication to children, and sometimes that's the only answer. I know that, but we do find that a lot of parents are not aware that. That's what we try and do. Go right down the line and say, "Are you doing this? Are you aware that maybe this is a factor?" And the doctors are doing a lot of that too. But it's just a double-check system, and the fact that there are some wonderful options out there that have helped a lot of people is a very important. A lot of kids is very important.
The other thing is, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 options in front of you.
Yep.
And of course, when we take the pill or when we take the dope, we want immediate success.
Right.
What do we have here?
Fairly quick. It's been fairly remarkable. It's usually not as remarkable as when you take that drug. All of a sudden, you feel something really whoa.
Yeah.
But it's definitely within a week's time you'll know, and a lot of times it's almost as quick or as quick as others. It just depends. If you hit the right problem, if we know it's a specific amino acid deficiency, talking to the parents, looking at it,
you can zero in
on it, and that's it. These homeopathic things that you take at night, in the morning, a lot of times the kids work well. That's what's remarkable about a child. You know, adults, we're trying to fix ourselves, but let's face it, we are over the hill and going down, and you ain't never you're never gonna be 19 again. I don't care what you're trying to do. But you know, kids are remarkable. You know, they're resilient, they're still growing. So when you hit the right thing with a kid, it's bingo.
Yeah.
You know? And we see that with two aspects. We see it with kids, and we see it with hormones in women. When you hit the right blend, oh man, things are a lot better. Everybody's happy. So those are two nice areas. Us men, we still got to struggle with some things, you know.
Listen to this great show this morning. We went overtime. Don't go anywhere. Pour yourself another cup of coffee. We'll be right back here at Oldie 640 KTIB with Laddie DePlantis. Just hang on a second. Pour yourself another cup of coffee.
When it comes to hospitals, there's only one I trust for patient safety.
Terrebonne General.
Now there's another reason to trust TGMC.
Terrebonne General Medical Center is the only recipient of the 2007 Health Grades Distinguished Hospital Award for Patient Safety in the Tri-Parish region.
Ranked among the best hospitals in the nation for patient safety.
No wonder more patients trust TGMC.
I know I do.
Terrebonne General, because experience counts.
Free, 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 free! When you get a call anywhere in the U.S., it's free, 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 free! Because every call you get with Blue Nation is free, 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 free! No matter where you go in the U.S., your incoming calls are free, free, free. Oh, yes, it's free, it's really free! Finally, a national wireless plan where every call you get is free. Blue Nation, only from Centennial. Every call you get anywhere in the U.S. is, well, free. Every text you get is free, too, plus nights and weekends. And all your calls to other Centennial phones, your blue-to-blue calls, also free. Centennial's Blue Nation. Every call you get is free.
Switch today and take your pick of 3 great camera phones for just $29.99 each. Then turn your favorite summer shots into prints when you try out a printer at your local Centennial store. And you keep the prints. That's 3 cool camera phones, just $29.99 each. Only at Centennial. Only for a limited time.
Certain conditions apply. See store for details.
It's clearance in July at Barbera Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Highway 1 in Napoleonville. Bobby says everything must go. Savings are through the roof and the rebates are rolling. Up to $3,000 on Tahoes, $4,000 on Suburbans, and $3,000 in rebates on the truck of the year. The Chevy Silverado 1500 half-ton, extended cab or crew cab, plus 0% financing for 60 months on most new Dodge and Chryslers. Bobby's practically giving away new and used cars, vans, trucks, and SUVs. You can't beat the personal service, savings, and rebates. Good things are meant to last. Like KTIB and Barbera Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep. In business for 81 years. Before you buy your next vehicle, take a ride to Napoleonville. You'll be glad you did. Barbera Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Highway 1. Remember, all roads lead to Barbera. 1-800-256-2566. Suburban and Tahoe invoice prior to January 11, 2007. Silverado 1500 extended and crew cab invoice before March 11, 2007.
KTIB-AM 640. The rebirth of KTIB-AM 640. Glad to be home, Thibodaux, Houma, Morgan City. We are your station for news, talk, and oldies. AM 640. KTIB-AM.
Where can you get a great deal on quality brand name appliances like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, JennAir, and Maytag, plus old-fashioned personal service before, during, and after the sale? Roy Baudouin Furniture and Appliances, of course. Roy Baudouin Furniture and Appliances' #1 goal has been customer satisfaction since 1945. They'll even set up and deliver your new appliance free and haul off the old. Drive a little, save a lot at Roy Baudouin Furniture and Appliances on Highway 1 in Lockport.
And welcome back, listeners. 447-6409. Number into the dialogue room this morning. If you just joined us, we got Laddie Duplantis in the house, and we were talking a little bit about attention deficit disorders and some alternatives to taking drugs. And, of course, he's the first to admit, check with your doctor, always clear everything with your doctor. But there are some alternatives out there other than possibly having to give your child the powerful drugs that it takes to sometimes keep them under control or to make them focus or to get them through a day at school or whatever. So there are some alternatives, and that's all he's talking about is there's another thing out there, and if you're interested, you need to take a look at it. Off the subject for a little bit, Linda walked in, and I was sneaking through the window when I came to work this morning. She got a poster on her desk, Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo. Linda, you saw that big thing?
I didn't see the poster.
That's a huge poster. I forgot the Tarpon Rodeo this weekend. I think the oldest fishing rodeo in the area, in the state, the world, the country.
Years
yeah, I don't know.
Long time.
Oh, yeah, they've been having it for a long time. But I noticed
15,000 people down there.
Wow, I bet your Grand Isle's full, huh?
There you go. Right.
Where'd that come from?
John Weimer brought it.
Judge Weimer? Is he the captain or something this year? No?
No, isn't it Bob Breck?
Ah, you're right.
Breck.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Captain, yeah.
You're right. Huh? I didn't have it. Well, when you get it, we'll go on. When you get it, we'll talk about it before we get off the air. But Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo this weekend. As I said, what's the deal? Did John Weimer paint that? No. Okay, all right. Beautiful old poster, man.
Signed by John, and it's signed by
wow.
the other gentleman.
Rowan, Roaston, or whatever? Numbered. All right. Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo this weekend. Yeah, very, very nice. Great. Okay, when you find it, give it to me. We'll talk about it. Back to home. Goodness gracious, should have had this. We got today's Thursday, huh? Yeah, we got tomorrow to talk about this. We got Laddie Duplantis in the house this morning. I'll put this in my folder. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Local Coastal Advisory Organization applauds the International Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo's efforts to recognize America's disappearing wetlands. Restore or Retreat is the name of the organization. Local Coastal Advocacy Organization Restore and Retreat today applauded the International Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo for their efforts to keep Louisiana's disappearing coast at the forefront of the international event. I got to get a hold of, maybe get Judge Weimer on tomorrow. If he's not at the rodeo, we can talk about that tomorrow. Some things going on with the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo. Laddie Duplantis in the house this morning talking about alternatives to drugs and alternatives to medicine. And, of course, we ended up talking about some of the things that we can do as far as the attention deficit disorders and what other things do you see in kids that can be handled, that could possibly be handled with an alternative type of medicine?
Well, this particular area is a major area because it's probably
everybody's focusing on it right now. Man.
It's a big deal. The other thing is obesity in kids is rampant. I mean, so many kids we see come in are just overweight. They're blowing up, and that's why it's so important for parents. It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
No, you're right.
A lot of people say, "Oh, he's just big bone." He's overweight. He's eating junk. He's sitting down and he's not exercising. He's not getting outside and playing. And we all have to be a blame for it. I mean, as a grandparent, I like to see my kids, eat and enjoy themselves. But we gotta do the same things that adults are having to do. We have to learn somehow that our kids have to drink water. Some kids don't drink any water. We have to make sure that they get the right amount of fiber in their diets. Mm-hmm. They have to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, all the things that we're talking about that diabetics have to do and that heart people have to do. Well, your kids have to do it then so they won't become a diabetic or a heart patient. Very, very important. It's not something that we can take lightly, and so we really have to focus on the same dietary rules that we follow for diabetics. Kids need it too. They can't go to school without breakfast. They need to have a breakfast. That should be the major meal when they come home. And then when they get home in the afternoon, they should have a snack.
Should have a snack, right.
Yeah, snack. And then a good meal in the evening, and get some fruits. Don't let them just drink a soft drink. Don't let them just come in and grab, some sweet snack food that they want. Kids will eat what they want. It's just a normal thing. And we as parents have to discipline, have to remember that we got to get those fresh vegetables and fruits in them, and fiber and food groups to cover all of that. And they have to take their vitamins. they really should take a vitamin.
Boy, you're a big proponent of that.
I am.
Huh?
It makes a huge difference.
Hang on, hold that thought. Hang on. Good morning, you're live, KTIB.
Good morning, Gene. How you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Got my back, Al.
What you say, my brother?
All
How
right.
you making it? Man, I listened to your conversation this morning.
He gets you kicked up and going.
Oh, man, I tell you, you know what? And y'all may have mentioned this, but there's so many preservatives and all kind of stuff in the food that these kids are eating.
Yeah.
It's probably
the dyes are important, but you know, there are definitely some other things to consider. That's why, you know, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables are important. But I can tell you that sugar and the prepared snacks that don't have any kind of nutritional substance to speak of is a destructive thing. But you're right, you know, preservatives and things are a factor, but it's not, in my mind, the major thing. Although it's definitely consideration. The more you can eliminate it, better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, Al Carter. I remember. You should have seen Al the other day. He was at the Habitat function, and you know what he said? He's picking on me, okay? And he says, "Oh yeah," he said, "my show's in the afternoon," and he says, "I'd like to get you on. I know you can't make it, but he says I still have a better show than Gene." Yeah. I said, "Man," and boy, look, he did a great job, okay? But boy, I tell you what, he's a showman. He had the mic. Everybody had to listen to him, man.
Thank you.
Good job, Al. Good job. Really was a wonderful program. Habitat for Humanity.
I had a couple of people tell me, they said, man, they said, we didn't anticipate having as much fun. But to be honest with you, Lada, the reason it was easy to do it is because the guys that were in the show, who were in line for Mr. Habitat, they were really nice guys. They enjoyed the banter back and forth, and it made it easy. Plus, you had a lot of nice guys and ladies that were in the audience that didn't mind clowning back and forth. I enjoyed myself. It was fantastic.
Hey, but what about Pablo, huh?
Oh, Pablo.
Well, he missed his caller.
Oh, was he understand? He's unbelievable. I wish we could have taken a movie of him grabbing that green chair. They had this big chair, and Pablo, I mean, he put on a show. I don't know how, you know, he told how he ended up being a police officer, but he definitely missed his calling to be a performer. He was awesome.
Oh, yeah. It was, Gene, it was so funny. It was so funny. And like I said, I have a tendency to like to clown a bit.
Mm-hmm. Not you.
Oh, look, let me tell you something. And that's what I told, matter of fact, Cam Morvan's mom was there.
Uh-huh.
And she said, man, you look like a natural. I said, part of what it was that I've always wanted to host a game show. Ever since, I mean, we grew up under Bob Barker.
He's almost gone. You ought to put an application in.
Right?
To fulfill that desire. So, we had a wonderful time. But I did mess with Laddie a good bit. Well, I have to admit, I have to apologize. I messed with him bad.
We had a good time. You did a good job, man. And it really was a wonderful cause. I always feel good about going for the Habitat for Humanity house building in Galen. Yep.
Al, thanks for calling, buddy.
All right, my friend. Y'all take care.
Hey, you have a good day.
All righty.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Al Carter. Got my back, Al. Don't think about Al. Takes care of me when I'm out of town. And I appreciate the heck out of that, I'll tell you. And he does have a good show. You got to listen to it. I think they moved his time from 4:30 to 5:30.
Yes.
But you got Al Carter Live. Got a really, really good show. Drive time, prime time in the afternoon here at Oldie 640 KTIB. Vitamins.
Vitamins.
Everybody.
Everybody. It doesn't hurt, man. It's too cheap not to give everybody their vitamins. Take your vitamins. Give your children vitamins. Take a look at it. There's a lot of options, especially if your child has a particular need. But just a regular multivitamin. Once they get to about 9 or 10 where they can swallow, give them a children's chewable early on. Extra vitamin C, especially kids going into daycare. When they can go to school, they're all going to get sick.
They're all going to get the sniffles.
They need to get their immune system up. Extra vitamin C and extra vitamin C, and also there's a special herb called echinacea. Echinacea is remarkable how it helps build up the immunity to build resistance as far as colds and flu things like that.
It's not bad for adults either.
No, it's not bad for adults either. It has that dimension of building your immune system, help clean the toxins out. But a multivitamin, extra vitamin C, and echinacea, and there's some other things you can add. But those three things can really make a big difference when your children go back to school. You need to start getting them built up. But I want to talk about dental health a little bit.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about, another thing that adults need to be aware of, that they're coming to find that if your teeth are not good, your body's going to be sick. If your gums are not good, your body's sick. And I am so thankful that, I never paid attention to that, to those dental hygienists. I thought they was just picking on me, making me use that dental floss, okay? But I tell you what, it has changed my life personally when I finally was impressed upon me how I need to floss every day. And then the other thing that I never realized was with the benefit of an oral irrigating unit, like an Oral-B or water pick or something like that. Just brushing is not enough. Just brushing is not enough. Every dentist will tell you that. And so somehow we need to help our children understand that they need to floss, and also parents, you need to get to be the best investment you can if you can get your children a water pick or an oral or irrigated, because when that teeth are going to be healthy, when their gums are going to be healthy, they're going to be a lot healthier also. It's just an incredibly overlooked area of our health, is that our teeth are a sign of how our body is acting. And so get to the dentist, get a checkup. But if you start cleaning your teeth better, you're not going to have as many fillings. And also, if you don't eat those sugary snacks,
absolutely,
the teeth are not going to be so bad. So a very, very important area. And I know a lot of people are going for their checkups but I want to encourage everybody to really focus on dental health before you get the kids to school, and give them their vitamins, build up their immune systems. Your child is going to be able to focus better. He's going to be healthier. She's going to be healthier, and you just overall is going to perform better in school.
Hold that thought for a second. You talked about the dentist. I was one of the world's worst. I went years without going to the dentist. And Dr. Burr caught me and put me in that chair, and we started one tooth at a time, and he got me straight. You know what I do now? When I go for my 6-month checkup, I make the next one.
Yeah,
that's what you do. When you do that, you're going to go every 6 months. And I go in December and July, and I've been doing it for a couple of years. Remarkable difference, laddie. Remarkable difference.
Yeah, you got to go.
Big difference.
But as I said, you got to pay attention to what they tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I never took it serious about flossing.
A lot of truth in that.
But you just got to floss, and then if you can get a little irrigating device, that really added a dimension. So important stuff.
Back up a little bit. We got a couple of minutes before we got to go. Back on the kids, and you mentioned that the generation coming up, the kids coming up, couch potatoes.
Overweight.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this call.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Hey man, you might like your dental hygienist too if you go to the dental. If you go.
Oh my God.
They got some cute ones out there, huh?
It's his wife that's a dental hygienist.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Hey man, guess where I'm going right now? I'm going to get my teeth cleaned.
Hey, all right, good for you. I bet you, is your wife going to clean them?
Yeah, man.
Be careful.
No.
Make sure you didn't fight last night now.
Hey, look, that's one thing you got to be careful.
You're right.
She's a professional.
No, I understand. Yeah,
hey,
right.
Randy, you're right about the teeth, though. I think that's great for people to really consider, because it's absolutely truth what you're telling us.
Sure, and plus you feel better. Your breath, your breath doesn't stink. You don't have all of that decay in your mouth. Just a lot. Listen, man, my mouth was terrible. Terrible.
Still some of the stuff comes out terrible.
Let me let y'all go. Here.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. You didn't have to say that.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's definitely an overlooked area.
Yeah.
And they just, people don't realize that they might be sick because they got cavities and infection in their mouth.
And that's what it is.
That's what's causing the problem.
And now when you go to the doctor, get ready to have surgery, what do they ask?
They send you to the dentist.
You got it.
That's right. So it's, again, another preventive theory that it's important to kind of focus on right now.
Absolutely. Let's get back. We got a couple of minutes left. I want to talk about, we talked about the kids. And as good as some TV programming can be, and as wonderful a tool as the internet is, all of the breakthroughs in computers the last 3 or 4 years, for all the good that it does, we got a problem.
Got a big problem. You got to get those earphones off them kids. You got to get them outside. They got to start playing games, and they can't just sit in front of you. And they can't take that little bitty game with them outside.
No.
Okay. Somehow we as parents have to do just what we're talking about for breakfast. We can't just let them eat what they want, and we have to encourage them, because our children are destroying themselves. I mean, at 10 years old, when you're 50 pounds overweight, you're going to have some major problems not too far down the line. You have high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. We don't want that for our children. We love them. That's why we're spoiling them, but we have to get them outside. The heat don't bother them kids as bad. When they come home from school, it's 4 o'clock, get them outside and play. Somehow we've got to get our kids' weight down, and it's what they eat and also the activity level that they have.
Got to get a kid to sweating again. You talked about the heat. You get them outside, get them
Push
sweating.
that lawnmower.
Smell like ball chicken, My mom used to tell me all the time, you smell like a ball chicken.
Like a dog, like that dog.
That was a good thing. I mean, we're outside playing. Get them smelling like ball chicken.
That's
Soap and water will take care of that.
Absolutely. Clean them up.
But yeah, you're right. Get them outside and get them playing and get them. You know what we need again? We need sandlot baseball and sandlot football, and we need to go find our own game and not wait for organized sports, so to speak. That sort of thing.
Activities are very, very important. So, parents, take a look at your child. Do it critically. Get somebody else to look at them. Say, what do you think?
Yeah.
We don't want to hear the truth about ourselves or our children.
True story.
And it's some important areas. We need to shape up our children. We need to get their immune systems up, and we need to get their teeth better off. So before they go to school, start working on those things.
Yeah, you're right. Laddie Duplantis, thanks for being with us this morning.
You're welcome.
Great show. Laddie's going to be on vacation next month. We may try to swap him around. How long will you be gone? A couple of weeks?
Just about a week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a call. Maybe we can do a swap or something. Hate to see you miss a month. But anyway, thanks for being with us. Listeners, thank you for listening, because you know what? Without you, we don't have a program. We understand that it's not who's on this side of the mic, but who's on the other side of the mic. People like Laddie, and of course, the most important thing, the people like you that listen. So we appreciate all that you do for us. Any subject you'd like to hear about, anyone you'd like to hear from, give us a call here at Oldie 640. We'll be happy to put that person or that subject on the air for you. Hold on, let me take this call before we go. Good morning, you're live, KTIB.
I don't like to beat a dead horse, but
well, don't.
Green tea, great thing for the mouth.
Lord,
kills 50% of the cancer cells in your mouth if you have any, plus the fact it's great for dental health. How many Chinese people do you see in the dentist office?
Well, it's a long
most
trip
of them don't have any.
here,
Not only that, most of them don't have any teeth. They chew that old Beetlejuice so long they ain't got no teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep on believing.
Things like that are good, though. You're right.
Yeah, he's right. You know what? I know he's right. I just need to incorporate the green tea in my routine.
It's not bad. And look, the stuff in the bottle is not the same, okay?
No, you gotta do.
Green tea is not the same as green tea.
No,
okay?
he said the concentration of the polyphenol. What's the word? Whatever. Polyphenol.
It's like homeopathy.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just getting used to that word right now. But anyway, man, I learned a lot on this show, dude. I mean,
expand your vocabulary.
It's a whole new vocabulary, a whole new language on this show.
But make tea fresh,
Yeah.
And he's right. Green tea is excellent. All teas are beneficial. Black tea is, the one we drink mostly, but there's a lot of herbal teas that are very, very good. And if we could incorporate it into our diets, it would definitely help.
Absolutely.
Sweeten it with a little honey. Don't forget about honey now.
Can diabetics take honey?
Well, generally not. It depends on how it's controlled. Sometimes it can. You have to check with your diabetic educator and your doctor. But honey's good for those of us that can take it, I can tell you. Honey and vinegar.
Yeah, you're right. Got to have the vinegar. Listeners, got to roll. As always, as we said, thanks for allowing us to be part of your morning. We really, really cherish that. Have a good day today. God bless you today. God bless you every day. Today's Thursday. Who we got tomorrow? We got open line tomorrow, but I'm going to try to get Judge John Weeman. We'll talk about Tarpon Rodeo and some other things that he's doing. So have a great day. Do something nice for somebody today, and we'll see you tomorrow here at Oldie 640 KTIB.
Looking mighty now, here she comes. Wearing a wig hat and face to man.